Right, we're going to go straight into this. So last time I made these two little lovely planters to go on here, and I need to make 4 more, one there, and this time I'm going to make it easier on myself. I'm actually going to get 4 pieces of clay the exact same size to make them so that I know that they are going to pretty much be uniform, because I did them separately last time. I'm just going to use this air dry clay from Dust. It's worked pretty well for me. I think it's fairly good. I'm not bothered about doing anything proper clay or anything like that. So anyway, but I'm doing. This is the house of Matilda and Josephine, and I do videos twice a week. Once a week is a little update on this house, where it's going, what I'm doing, and then I do a painting of Matilda and Josephine in a miniature. And I do try and get them up every Wednesday for the house and every Sunday for the painting. And my aim is to get it up by 5 p.m. And at the moment, it's not quite there. But one of the things I am doing is I am on this personal growth journey. So I'm trying to start ironing out all these little habits I've got, like putting stuff off to the last minute. See, when I did this, I set all this up last night, ready for this morning. And I still managed to procrastinate. It was like, oh, I'm not quite ready to do that. I'm not quite ready to go in and make these and make that. These are going to be too big, aren't they? They're going to be absolutely massive. I've got to, I think if I, I'm going to get into that trap where if I make one, see how it looks. Actually, no, I can make one, couldn't I? See how it looks. And then remake it. Because I did it last time with this nifty special tool. And then, yeah, just made the dent and then just kind of shaped it out. I think that is going to be absolutely massive. Possibly even half the size, because I want them to be quite thin. I don't want it to be too thick. Yeah, so I'm just going to squish away. And also something I did, oh dear, with my personal growth journey is I'm trying to tidy up as I go along. So I had this massive tidy up of all my art stuff. And something I couldn't find before were these wires, which I'm going to use to hook onto there. And there they were. I did find them. They weren't where they were supposed to be. They were in a cardboard box. And what I've been doing, every time I have to tidy up, I just throw everything into a cardboard box, because there's never enough room in my little art area I've got. So I tidied it all up, and now there is room. And now everything is organised, which means that last night when I set this up, it was so much easier. See, that is still a bit big, but it's actually thinner. I don't know if I can get away. So I've got to do it properly. So if I take a tiny bit off, what I'm going to do is take a tiny bit off, roll it, make it a little bit wet because it's drying out already. And then I'm going to, so this is something as well, is I'm trying to get better at slowing myself down so that I do things properly. That is slightly wrong size. That one needs a little bit more. Because one thing I do know, and I'm 50 years old, and I'm learning this now. I've always known it, but if you know something, it doesn't matter if you know something. What is it they say? You can say you know something, but it means you don't really know it unless you actually are doing it. And something that I do is I don't tidy up after myself. I don't prepare things. I don't, all these little things that I do, like lose track of what I'm saying. And so I don't know where I was going with this. Which if you've watched my videos for a while, you'll know that that's pretty much where we're at. So I think what I'm going to do, I think that one's going to be the smallest, but yeah, I'm happy. And I still don't know whether I'm going to paint these. My sister did the most amazing little pot yesterday. She came here and she made a little pot out of clay. And I thought, she's just going to paint it, decorate it and nicely. I'm not going to share a picture because I haven't asked her if she wants it shared. I'm sure she wouldn't mind, but I'll ask her for next time. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit more on each one of those. She did this face on it, and it was absolutely incredible, actually. It was just this I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, when you look at something and think, really? I thought I was the one that did miniatures. Yeah. But it was really amazing. Right, so I've got these shaped up. I'm just going to go straight in. This actually might be a better tool than that one because it's smaller. And of course, everything's starting to dry and crack, which I really like because I do want this house. Actually, in saying that, this is better because it's going to make a bigger hole. There we go. Yeah, I do want this house not to be like all shiny and perfect because it was quite tempting when I'd finished making this wall and it looked all very clean. And I thought maybe I could do it really nice, even paint the wall white or something. And then I thought, no, that's ridiculous. What am I talking about? You know, stop that immediately. So, okay. Is this going to look good enough for here? So I think I may have had another tool to kind of square out the edges. I can't remember. I have to go back and watch my video, but that's not bad. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, as in they have to be exactly the same. But what I do want is for them, I don't want it to be like have a massive one and then have a tiny one. So if I hold those two, yeah, it's a bit too, it's going towards the squareness. It's maybe not long enough. I can stretch it. But yeah, I'm happy with that, sort of. The more I look at it, the more I think, it's a bit deeper than that one. Yeah, oh, is that going to annoy me? See, I can just squish it down a little bit. And then, yeah, no, I'm going to live with that. I'm happy with that. Because if I fiddle too much, see, yeah, shush. But yes, when I fiddle too much, especially with clay, and then it starts to dry out, and you can see it's already cracking. I don't know what it's going to do when it's actually drying, if it's going to now crack because of that. I don't know. Anyway, right, I'm going to finish off these ones, and then I will be right back. So that last one proved a little bit tricky because there was a tiny bit of dry clay in there. It wasn't completely dry, but it was just dry enough that it was just not adhering to the rest of the clay, so I had to start all over again. What I want to do now is I'm going to take the ones that are dry, and I'm just gonna try. I'm quite scared actually because this is not, that wasn't bending as easy as I thought it was, and I think I might snap the clay. Snap the clay? Can you snap clay? I don't know. But what I want to do is actually just have, I'm going to cut it there. Have it like that, and then I'm going to bend that over. Oh, I'm so scared I'm going to snap the side of the clay off. This is where pliers would be really handy. And I mentioned this before in other videos, I've got a whole set of like these sort of little cutters, small pliers, everything. There's like a jewellery making set, and I've got 2 sets of them, but I don't know where they are, so I'm going to have to go on a massive hunt. I'm going to go and see if I can find some pliers, because this is tricky. Okay, here we go. Right, so all I want to do is just bring it down a little bit. And obviously want it like that. And then just, oh, that actually works quite nicely. Shouldn't be surprised. I should be like, yes, of course that worked well, because that's exactly what I wanted. And then what I want to do is just that. And yeah, I need to kind of have it straight. There we go. I also need to have the lighting better because there's so much shadows and it's starting to make me annoyed actually. So let's just do it with one. Yay, it actually works. I really should not be surprised. I should be like, yes, wow, I knew that was going to work. So I'm just going to slide that off. And again, I should have cut strips of wire that would say, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? Genius thinking here. I'm going to take one of these wires out. And I might cut this bit a bit shorter. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to take one of these out. And I'm going to see how much I've already cut off. Oh, where are my colours? Oh, right in front of me. And then I'm going to cut off the same. Look at that. Genius. I think that's going to be slightly different. And in fact, why don't I do the same? Because I'm starting to think cleverly here. So so as I said before, I'm on this personal growth journey. I just want to, for one, have the easiest possible life, because doing all these things where I procrastinate, leave things to the last minute, I'm messy. You know, I mean, my sister and I were talking about it. We have so many ADHD traits. I know as a child, I just could not focus. I struggled in school. I left homework to the last minute. All these different things. But I just want to really start to learn how my brain works and come up with systems so that my life is easier, because every day I'm looking for stuff. Every day I'm trying to move around my mess, and it's just so time consuming, both physically, energy, everything is just so hard. I feel like it's like, take a straw, don't pick the small one. Look at me though, that is quite efficient. So 1 for that one, 2 for that one, 2 over there. I just want to be sure I am happy. Yeah, I'm happy that that's going to be okay. Obviously, they're slightly different sizes, so it's not going to be perfect, but whatever. I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm working ahead, because part of my brain is thinking, no, don't cut any more of these. You don't need to do any more. You can wait until you're actually going to do those when they're dry. And that is where I've got to tell my mind, no. Stop that. If you cut them all now, you will be happy. But this is all about retraining my brain and telling it, no, this is the way I want to live, not the way that you've been doing it for absolutely ever. And I want to know what it's like to be efficient like other people and put stuff away as you go. Right. Now, brain, 2 for that one, 2 for that one, 2 for that one, 2 for that one. Yes, we are good to go. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to hold it. I'm really excited about this. It's like a oh my gosh moment. I'm actually going to... No, I do not want to cut it. No. Right, okay. This is also a fear moment. Am I going to get it right? Of course I am. I've got to eliminate that. It's like, oh, am I going to do it right? Is this going to happen? Is it going to work? How about I just say, yes, it's going to work? Why do I feel like I can't remember how I did it? Okay. Yeah, I think, right, okay. Just believe. There we go. That looks kind of right. And again, if it's not quite right, it doesn't matter, because it's just going to hang. As long as it actually sits all right and everything looks good, then we're good. There we go. Notice your underside. Yeah, that's looking good so far. And then, I just pinched myself that way. Okay, that actually looks nicer, but I wonder whether I've done it too big. Hold on. Doesn't matter. Oh, no, it's the wrong way around. There we go. Right. It's just squarer, that's all. And then we're just going to twist this one all the way around. And then that looks longer. Why is that longer? Like, why is that longer than that one? Yeah, okay, let's just not dwell on it. We're just going to move on. What we want is for it to look good. And as I say, it's Matilda and Josephine's house. So it's going to be a little bit bodged here and there, and it's going to be a little bit rustic and falling down, and I like that. Oh my God. Okay. Come on. I don't even actually know if I take that one off. I think what I need to do is just open that up. Yeah, look at that. Bend it down. And then it's, yeah, it's because this wire is quite easy to manipulate. It's not going to be too difficult, but I'm tempted as well to maybe glue it in place. So that looks really nice. I think as well it's going to need the help of the railing. I'm not going to necessarily put it in the right place, but gluing is a very nice option right now. Yeah, that works. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. And I'm also likely going to squish these if I put them there, because I'm just going to put my hand on it and that's it. Right. Okay. I think one thing is these need to be sticking out a bit more at the back. They need to be able to just hang and not get caught. And then I can, yeah. But I do think maybe gluing is a definite, oh dear. I did not think this was going to be so hard. Okay. Or maybe I did, and maybe that's why I couldn't find the wires in the first time. So I think that I really believe in the universe and thoughts become things and things like that. So I do think when you're manifesting, when you're putting something off, you can kind of have a chain reaction where it's like, I don't want to do this project. So weeks before I have to do it, I'm going to lose things. I'm going to put things in the wrong place. Right, so what I need to do is I just need to make them exact, I think. Or mould it around the thing. Let me put a little bit of foliage in. As I've got this one open, why not just put a few clumps of stuff in it, just to see what it looks like. That's not right, is it? I've got to do it properly. But what I really want to get some time, just get some natural herbs, dry them out a little bit, and then have them hanging out the basket. Because I did that before. I had like a little a trough. Oh yes, I made these for the original garden for the doll's house. I absolutely love these. I'd forgotten about these, and I think, yeah. And I bought these plastic. See, that would be very cool to have real air plants in there. But I tried to grow these, the air plants, and yeah, it didn't work. My sister is the one that's the gardener in this family. I am not. See, my dad was very good at gardening, and my sister is a professional gardener. But yeah, so I really love these. So they might stay up there. These may well be the spring pots, or I might. It's a bit big to go there. Although I quite like that actually. Yeah. But maybe they can, I don't know, maybe they could go there. Because I want to be able to see the pots as well. Yeah, I like that. These are too big to go on there, but I like them up there as well. Because I didn't have time to really finish it for the winter one. When I say I didn't have time, procrastinated, put things off. So I got snow on there, and I should have put snow on there. So many things. But I am liking that. And I like the position of it. I think ideally it's supposed to be like that. So if that's how I want it, then all I have to do is just change the angle of the wiring. So what I'm going to do as well is I am going to off camera do that one, and then when these are dry I'm going to do these, and I think I'm going to keep them the same color, and I'm tempted to keep the wall the color that it is, because it is a nice color, and you know, it's terracotta, it's the right sort of color for it. So we're going to go for that. So I'm just going to bend these wires so that it sits. I do want it to sit straight. I like it like that, but I think, no, it's cheating if I leave it like that. So I've done this little one, and I have to admit, it took me forever, and I'm trying to twist the wires in certain ways. So I'm going to figure out an easier way to do it with these. These are still a little bit damp, so I will wait until tomorrow. But I really think they look really good. I think maybe I want to add a little bit of colour. Either paint some colour straight onto this lichen, or put some, I don't know, something in there. I also want to put some brown in there, because it does, if you look closely, it's empty. But what I want to do is, because I really love these and I like the idea that they could go there, and they obviously don't fit, I want to make a pot for either side, or even one side, because I've already put these down. I'm kind of sad to lift them up, but I've got this clay, and I thought it was just like wood color clay, but actually I was looking at it and it says it's got wood fibers in it, so I have absolutely no idea what to expect. And it is very, very moist. I mean, when I was playing with it, like not playing with it, but kind of squishing this, it's like, oh, this feels weird. Yes, this is different. But what I want to do is, I kind of wanted to make it so that I did have these sort of wooden effect little pots just there. So I'm going to do the same sort of thing as I did before. Oh, this is like playing with sand. Oh, this is very, very weird. It makes sand castles. I'm not sure I'm going to do this right. Feels like it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it feels like I'm using sand. This is where I feel like I should probably find a tutorial and see if someone else on YouTube has actually made stuff with this, because it doesn't feel like, I mean, look there, she's manipulating it, but it doesn't feel like you can. So I don't know whether, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I need to find something else to do before I do this. I don't know. Yeah, it is like playing with wet sand, and it kind of feels like it's going to stick together, and then it feels like maybe it's not. I don't know if wetting it is going to make it any better. This could be a complete, I can't do anything about it yet thing. Let me use that one and then build it up around it. But yeah, it's got that horrible sort of feeling that you have when you're trying to make sandcastles and it all starts to crack and fall apart. I'm thinking maybe I should just make clay pots and then paint them wooden and almost make them look like, I can feel like there's a nice texture to it. Maybe I should, maybe what I should do is persevere, just make some and then see what they look like when they dry. It's just the fact that it is just coming apart. I need to watch a video and see if somebody else somewhere out there has made it's so beautiful. In some ways, yeah, I can't justify any kind of unless I make it, I sort of make it like a barrel. I don't know whether working it too often is gonna mess it up. It's such a weird texture. I was not expecting this. It was only when I bought this like weeks ago, thinking it was just the colour, because you get white clay and then you get the terracotta clay, and I believe that's just the colour. But this is not. No. Is that going to be too big? So that's the size I want. It's not playing fair. Okay. Right. So that is that. Look, we have two beautiful, lovely little planters. Yay. What am I going to do with this? I still want to make something with it though. I still want to have some kind of, do you know what I could do? Yes. You can make no. Okay. let's go back to the drawing board and see what we can do. Almost finished putting the wiring on of these. I think they look really, really cool. They're a little bit kind of out of whack here and there. So I do need to do a bit of fiddling, but I really, really love it. But what I want to do is I want to make a couple of plant pots, and it is nearly my bedtime. So I thought, as I want to get this done fairly quickly, I need to make the pots tonight. So I was putting the wiring on there. I've actually dropped one on the floor, which is annoying. But I thought what I want to do is just, this is what I find really hard actually, is sometimes you get little clumps of semi-dry bits of clay in amongst the clay. And I did see this guy on YouTube that actually just left his clay clothes like that. And it does seem to work better than me putting it in plastic pots, because the plastic pots were not very pleasant in that it smelled like TCP after I had, what are the words? After it had been in the plastic pot for, oh, I need to drop that. After it had been on the plastic pot for a while, it smelled really horrible, and I don't know what to do. Now, this is going to be a bit too big. I think even if I do it half the size, that might be better. Because what I want to do is I want to make a barrel, and I had tried to do it with this sort of wood style clay. And I did look at a tutorial, so I tried this earlier. I did it earlier in the video, and it's got wood fibers in it. And I watched somebody else doing it, and it does seem that it takes a little bit of practice to do it. So I think perhaps, oh, I've lost my, oh, there it is. I think perhaps I need to have a bit of practice before I have another go at it properly. Because I saw a lot of people in the comments on this video saying, oh, but it's really dry and this has happened and I can't get it to do that. And I thought, well, yeah, that's how I feel when I was doing it. So that's how I feel. I feel, you know, a bit of a failure. And it was just really hard to work with, even though I'm sure with a bit of practice, it would actually be really, really amazing. So I kind of want barrels, but what I'm getting is just a bowl, really. I think if I use this one, I have seen people using aluminium foil and wrapping up in a ball and then putting the clay around that. So that would be a much better idea. But this is working as well. But I really want it to be a barrel shape, and I'm not, to be honest, I'm not really very proficient in clay yet, so I'm quite happy to just do it like this. And it could be a very old-fashioned barrel. There we go. I quite like that, because my plan is to let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow morning I will paint it lovely wooden effect. So I'm going to try and make this almost exactly the same as I made the other one. So hopefully it will come out the same. But as I can't remember how I made the other one, even though I literally just made it, I'm going to do it like this. But I always think when I watch like these pottery programs, I just think, oh yeah, why is it that they find it so hard when they had to do the uniform, like they had to do like 12 teacups the same size? Why is it so hard for them to do it? And then I do something and I think, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. I quite like that shape actually, almost like a little, oh, I can't get it off. I can't get it off, and it's going to be, there we go. Oh. Right, there we go. Nice. Yeah, what I want is for it to be flatter. I want it to be the shape of a barrel, basically. Don't think that's going to happen. So do we think? Yeah, awesome. No, not bad, to be fair. Maybe this one's a bit too wide. So what I want to do is just leave it to dry overnight, and then in the morning, I will paint it. So that one looks, I mean, neither of them look like barrels. Barrels obviously like that. I don't know whether in my, in premature, I've not even got the words, in my sort of, oh, what is the word? I'm an infant, in my infancy, perhaps that's the right thing, in making stuff. Yeah, that's a bit fatter than that one. That's going to bother me a little bit. But if I put them side by side like that, so they're going to be there. I need to, maybe even there. Yeah, paint them, give them a wooden paint. I should really put lines down the side just to give the effect of the wood, what do you call it, not wood panels, I don't know what you call it, wood thingamajiggies, that'll do. Thingamajiggies is a valid word. So yeah, I'm just going to put the markings down, but as it's got, doesn't have the shape, it's more of a wooden bucket. There we go. I have made a wooden bucket, and then I can, that is the worst thing, isn't it, when you get to the other side and oh gosh. Okay, texture all over is fine, isn't it? There we go. Bit of wooden texture, bit of that here and there. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So we can pretend. I think once it's dried and painted and got something in it, it will be absolutely fine. There we go. Gorgeous. Truly gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. Right. I think that will work. What I did want was to have like the little band that goes probably around the top and the bottom. I'm not sure it's going to work because I don't think it's big enough. Or good enough. I've got a little miniature wooden barrel actually. I think I bought it from Greenwich. We went there. We went to the Maritime Museum, I believe. I have like a little barrel that I absolutely love because it's not quite miniature, but it is still miniature, obviously. But this one was perfect. I managed to get the right size all the way around, like that. And this seems to be smoother than the other one. It doesn't seem to be crumbling like the other one. And I think I prefer the other one. Because this one, look, all the lines are so much dirtier and crumbly. Right, so first thing in the morning, I need to find the wire for that one and then get my paints, because hopefully these will be dry. And I think, yeah, I think that works. I think that one looks a lot better because this one just doesn't have the crumble effect, which is very weird. Maybe I need to do it a bit deeper. I think I know when I did some of the markings on the wall, they just weren't very deep. Yeah. And I could always get something to put around it. A little metal strip on it. I don't know how I do that, but there. And I think that will look nice. I think that's going to work. I'm going to dry them that way so that the bottom dries quicker. I kind of feel like I wish I'd put the markings on the inside as well, but I think that would be me pushing my luck, trying to do that. Well, I could just do that, couldn't I? Just give it a bit more, rough it up a bit. There. So it just looks scuffed on the inside. And then, I quite like that actually, where it's sort of like got dents in it. Because you would have that on an old wooden bucket. It would be all chipped and dented and everything else. So that's that one. And then this one. Oh my gosh. This one's got even more beaten up. It's a bit rounder, more rounded on the top, but Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, it's softer. Try and put some dents in. Not too many, otherwise it just looks like I've dented it on purpose. There we go. Right, okay, turn it upside down. I'll let them dry and I'll be back to paint them. I think these actually look really cool, and I'm a little bit nervous to paint them actually because I don't know how much of the detail it's going to change. So they're going to sit here. I'm going to take that bit off actually. And then I've got some of these little twigs. I cut them off a little ivy that we've got out the front. And I love this one. I think that one's perfect. I don't know whether it's going to be too high, because it's going to be a little bit shorter than that. No, it's perfect. But then this one, I don't know. I mean, if it's sitting like that. Yeah, no, I actually quite like them both. I was hoping that they'd be very similar, but we're all good. So what I want to do is just do a light wash, just using my acrylics. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to mix some colors together and hope for the best, because that is how I always do this. Oh gosh. And I'm using my very, very expensive palette. I'm wondering whether to have a little bit of red in this, but I don't want to, because I think what will happen is I'll get carried away with trying to get the colour. So I keep seeing this man, I can't remember what his name is, but he keeps popping up in my social media feed, and he's all talking about colour mixing and how to. I'm not sure I like that colour. It's a little bit ugly, but I think once it dries it will look good. But yeah, he's really, really passionate about colour and colour mixing and how to get the right colours, and it was kind of interesting. I've never really been bothered about that. I think for me it's trial and error. I just go, yeah, whatever. I've seen other people on YouTube who have their sort of colour, what is it, not palette, but they have it actually on a piece of paper. Someone did that and just did all the colours, and I thought, yeah, that's really cool, but am I ever going to do that? And are my fingerprints actually just taking the paint off? I actually think, and it's so funny how, yeah, it probably is taking the paint off. So funny how simple it is just to do a little wash and then think, yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I don't know. I think the more I do these, the more I realise that I probably am overdoing certain things. And it's like, probably if I just done a little bit of wash here and there on this, which I might do now, not now, but in the future. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Now it's drying, it's sort of losing its appeal. I think it, maybe because it had a little bit of gloss to it, made it look really good. I don't know. Maybe a bit too yellow. Yeah, I think just being a little bit less aggressive with my paints and building up the colour more, because that's how I used to paint. I used to build up the colour layer by layer, and then I kind of lost that a bit, changed my style a bit. But I'm coming back into being a bit more patient as well, because I haven't done much art for a long time. I've kind of been going in and out, and now all of a sudden I am seriously in. I think I'm having to relearn a few things and relearn how to, I don't know what I'm talking about. I do. Yeah, it's suddenly coming back into something where you just haven't done it for a long time. So you kind of have the skill there, but there's something missing. Yeah, when it's shiny, it looks really good. And then it kind of loses its. So I kind of feel like I do have somewhere. Oh God, what is it called? Something. Somewhere I've got something. That's good, isn't it? what I might do is just in the cracks, just do a little bit of the darker brown. And I'm not going to mix it with the black yet, because I know that if I mix it with the black, I'm going to overdo it, and then I'm going to feel sorry for myself. So I'm just going to try the brown. This is where I need my magnifying glass. Yeah, I just want to highlight some of the cracks and the these aren't cracks, what would you call it? The bits between the panels. It's not really highlighting anything. But then I thought what I might do is put a little bit of green around the base. Just so it's, I want it to look like it's been there for, or been on here for a few decades, because I'm also going to stick a few bits of greenery around the base. So yeah, somewhere I've got, oh, what is it, gloss or something that I could probably just put little areas on, because where I can see where it's slightly shiny, it does have that feel of, I don't know, there's something about it. Or I could just, I'll see if I've got some nail polish. I haven't worn nail polish in a long time. Right. Yeah. And just do like little bits here and there. Oh, I just like the fact that it does look so nice and shiny in those areas. And there's something about that that makes it look good. Yeah, I can live with that. I think that's alright. Let's see what it looks like actually in situ. I don't know, I think the one without looks better. And that's wonky. Let's put them here. I don't know. Because now it looks too uniform. It looks too tidy. Oh dear. If I put, yeah, if I just have some like in these. Just to emphasize these bits. Oops. And then what I might be doing is I'm going to fill them possibly with this. I don't know yet. But my daughter said put a little bit more clay in there and then stick your stick in. So I might do that, because with these ones, there's actually plasticine inside. There's that yellow plasticine in there. The colour is not significant. It just happened to be that there was a bit of yellow plasticine lying around, and I thought that's perfect. And so, what is going on with my voice? It's like I've got this weird Dalek. But yeah, I used that just to stick that in, and it worked extremely well. And it's basically a little bit like that green stuff that florists use. It's nothing like that, but it just suddenly came into my head, because that is what florists use. Here we go. Ooh, that works. Yeah, I need to put more detail in there. I know it's going to be probably hidden a little bit, but is this? Oh no. And it's getting little bits of grass stuck to it now as well, because I dropped it on the grass. There we go. But no matter, it's all good. Yeah, if I put a little bit more. It's really funny when I kind of do that thing where I think, yeah, it looks really good, so I'm just going to add this little bit, and now it's, oh, no. And with acrylic, especially if you've done a little wash and then you put too much on it. And now for mixing a little bit of green with all of that. Oh my gosh. There we go. I always say a little bit, and then I do a bit too much. So this, again, could be an issue, but I just want to do it around the bottom. I don't want to have anything, just want it to be mossy. I mean, if you look at this one, that's kind of what I did here. Gave it a little bit of a weathering, but I'm gonna, yeah, I've got to try and try and make it as watery as possible and only have it around the base. Maybe have a little bit at the toppers there. Toppers there? Toppers. I can't even see where I'm holding it, so it's not even in the camera. Yeah, just put some bits up here. And then just see, it's so tempting to make it darker because I think, no, it's not going to be that visible, but that is part of the point, I think, is not to have it too obvious. Oh, I'm really liking them now. Giving them that little bit of weathering just, it really does help. Okay. Because it gives them a bit of character. And I'm not a fan of things that look too new. So, there it is. And if I haven't mentioned it before, I am going to put a few little bits of greenery around the base, just to show you that it's kind of grown in a little bit. It's been there for a few decades. Because I love that when we had that in our old house. There was a big, big plant. And you couldn't lift the pot up because the roots had come out from underneath. And, that's weird. Someone sending a message and an alarm going off at the same time. So I had all these suddenly things coming up on my screen. Very, very strange. There. Yeah. I'm happy with that. So once these have dried, I can see whether they are indeed good enough. And then I will pop. Also, I think I'm possibly going to put some of this in. But I don't know. I think it will look good. Oh, now I want to make like a pot with a cactus in it, because then it would have like the gravel that you put in with cactus. Oh my gosh, I even want to have like a little, oh, this is terrible. I want to have like a little cactus area now. One of our neighbours, and this is really interesting because we live in England, so you don't see cacti often, ever really, sort of in the area. You see where there are greenhouses and gardens where they have them. Wesley in particular has got this amazing display. But yeah, one of our neighbours has these massive cacti in their front garden. When I say massive, they're underneath the window in the front. But I think they're like the padded ones, I think, that have the spikes on them. Really, really cool. Not seen that before. You don't really notice them either. So, yeah, so I want to... Oh, that one looks good. And the idea was it was supposed to be like really nice straight with a little pom-pom on it, but because it is Matilda and Josephine, I want it to maybe be a little bit more wild and rustic. Anyway, okay, so as it's dried, it's kind of, the green has kind of dissipated a bit, so I've just mixed the green, the yellow and the white, and I'm just putting a few bits on and smushing it with my fingers. Yeah, so all I did was just dab the paint on with my finger and sort of move it around. And I think it looks pretty good. I like it. That one, oops. Yeah, if I put them on that way. There we go. And then I'm going to put a little bit of clay in each one, I think. And then stick that in. Probably fill the rest up with this. I don't know whether to leave the clay to dry before I fill it with this, but I'm kind of eager to get everything done, so it's like I'm impatient. But what I can do is put the clay in. What I'm going to do is just put a tiny bit of clay in each one. Oops, it's not a tiny bit. Not very good with my size explanations. It's like there's a tiny bit of huge amount of clay in there. I was thinking, I mean, that's good actually. There we go. Because I don't want to use too much of this for one thing. Right, so if I push that in without snapping it. Oh. Yeah, I think that works. And I think I've got to be careful where it goes as to the pole, I mean, it's not, it's quite far back actually. I think, yes, I was going to glue these down onto here, but I don't think I will. And then this one can be there, like so, like so. Maybe have it like that, I think. I don't know. Oops, oh no. I really liked how that was in there as well. That's a shame. I was looking at that this morning thinking that was perfectly placed. But it's still, that's all right. I'm going to put some of that in there as well. So the next thing to do, because I don't have to wait for the clay to dry while I'm doing this bit, is get some glue. Find my little green thingies. Hidden over there. And the plan is, I was going to make them like this perfect little ball, but I think I'd like to sort of do it so that it was a perfect little ball, and then it's just grown a bit. Not because I'm just messy, but I just want to see what it looks like on here first. Have I done it again where oh, no. I thought maybe I'd forgotten to shut it again, because sometimes I do that. There. Like now. Right. Okay. Okay, and then just plonk. I'm not even going to think about doing it carefully. I should have put that, just that. There we go. Perfect. I should have put someone underneath. I don't know how well this is going to stick. I mean, it's going to stick, but... There's a little bit too much, but I mean, oh no. That's why I need to get the spray glue so that I can really just have the whole, yeah. You can see it moving. It's going to slowly roll itself off, but it's absolutely fine. Yeah. I mean, once that glue dries, I think maybe I believe in that universal thing. Is the universe telling me this is how it's gotta be. This is how it's gonna hang. Right, whoops. And then again on this one, just plonk it on. Plonk it on without thinking. Oh, I like that. I kind of want to get a really, really miniature pair of scissors and pretend to do a bit of bonsai clipping. See, that's good until it falls off. That looks nice. Yes, I'm really liking it. The surprise in her voice. But yeah, how am I going to keep that like that without it falling off? Because I'm just going to have to sit here. I might actually have to. I really don't know. I mean, if I thought about this, I could have had something in place to, like, I don't know, maybe a little cocktail stick or something holding it in place. Because that one, yeah. I kind of want to have a few bits coming out there as well. Because you'd have like a weediness, I would have thought. Because this is where I want to get with my stuff, is that I do love things like these little plastic plants, but I want to make it all myself. I want to get to the point where it's all handcrafted. But yeah. If I just leave it like that. No. So I'm hoping that if I just get it in the right place and get it right balance, it will stay. So I think these are kind of dry. I can't see the white. Oh, just not that one. I can't see the white. Oh, can't see the white of the glue. Look at that. But, you know, it's dry enough that it's now sitting how I'm happy with it. So what I want to do is clump, just get some glue and start randomly, messily clumping this stuff together into In my mind, these things always make sense. And when I start doing it, I start to see where I could be essentially fooling myself by thinking that this is a good idea. But in saying that, it quite often ends up all right in the end. That's, yeah. And then I like this kind of way of doing things. As much as I do think it's a good idea to watch tutorials and learn how to do it properly, I do like to fiddle with stuff and figure it out as I go along. I think there's a certain amount of fun to that. And I think I may have mentioned that many times in my videos, so but I'm going to mention it again. There. That is going to plonk on there. And because I want it to be like one of those really lovely manicured like ball trees that you get out the front of nice posh houses. But a little bit unkempt because obviously it's a bit run down. The house is a bit run down. I mean, to be fair, the house doesn't look that bad, but it is supposed to be a bit more run down, a bit more rustic, the witchy feel to it. More nature has got in. Nature's got in. Look at that. Oh, this is really, really unpleasant because I feel like I'm going to have to sit and hold this. How am I going to keep this? Unless I just sort of plonk it down and be like the bits that, yeah, let's do that. Let's just ignore it. Pretend it's not there. And then hopefully it will, gravity and other magical physical properties will keep it together. So plonk some in there. Shove that in there. Ah! It's really going great. It's absolutely fine. It's going great. But I just want the idea of ball. I can make this one a bit smaller. Maybe if I really, really push it together as well, condense it. That's not the word I'm looking for, but I'll go with it. Right. Okay. One there. One there. Ooh. Delicious. I don't want to say delicious. There. Okay. Right. Yeah. That one looks a little bit... Now that one looks too... Oh, 1 minute. If I just leave it like... Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to sit like that. I'm going to maybe put... This feels like when my children were little and making meatballs and sort of not having enough. I used to use egg yolk to kind of... Egg yolk or egg, the whole egg, I can't remember. But I used to use, egg to bind it, and sometimes it wasn't enough, or you kind of hadn't mixed it properly, so it didn't quite... It felt horrible as it kept crumbling and falling apart, and then when I was cooking it, and that's what this feels like. See there? So it's been a few hours actually since I glued these, and they spread out, but I quite like it. I think that one, and maybe that one needs to be more... There. I don't know how I'm going to keep it on because it's not like I'm pushing it. Oh, I have just come across a problem. I think it's going to be a bit too top heavy. So maybe now is the time to shove some of this in. This isn't very heavy though. Oh God. I have just changed the entire face of my... Actually, no, I haven't because most of that was on there. Maybe if I just pour it in. That makes more sense. Oh, I like that. That looks really cool. Yes. That is it. I don't think it's going to really, really weigh it down the way I want it to. So maybe I need to... Do you think that's a bit full? I don't know. I think it looks really good there, though. I might have to paint it, so I might have to glue... Oops. I might have to glue... put some glue on it so that it's not... something. But what we need to do is that, and then find a way to weigh it down, because I think it is going to be... It's going to be a little bit too top heavy. So let's see. Put a nice generous, oh my gosh, bit of that on. And then I think probably there is where it's going to be. Do I need to put it on both ways? I don't know. I'm not a professional. Okay. So I like that because it's kind of growing back towards that way. I think that's quite fun. The question is now, am I brave enough to let go? What I could do is perhaps just lean it against there. Ooh, we have a winner. I think we're going to be okay. Oh, that looks amazing. I'm actually really, really proud of that. I think just want to straighten him up a little bit. This is where it was absolutely fine and then it fell off. And this one, I quite like that. Yeah. That is amazing. I never thought I was actually going to do this sort of thing. I don't know. I think I was still going to use the plastic plants but this stuff is amazing. I think the more you kind of invest in, well, that's just going to drop off. Is that even close to what I was thinking? I like it, but I'm not sure. Oh, that felt good. When it sat there, it felt good. Oh, I like the look of that. Can I do the same thing and put him there? Oh, it's too, I think it's going to be too tall, actually. No. So what I want is to lean it. Oh. Look at that. Voila. We have them in place, although obviously they've got to go on there. And what I want to do is stick some foliage around the base, but I think they look really good. I love the fact that I've managed to not match them in size and shape. I'm a similar size, but that one's definitely over. But I do like the gravel in there, and I think that's quite cool. I like that it matches the driveway. So, once again, I have got to leave these to dry, and I literally can't touch anything now, so I'm going to leave it for a little bit. Okay, here they are in situ, and I think they look really, really awesome. What I want to do is just put a few little bits of grassy stuff around them, so it does look like they've sort of grown in amongst the stuff, like they've been there for years. I'm not going to stick them down, but I am already regretting it because, yeah. And also I haven't stuck the little gravel stuff in. I really like that. I love the gravel inside there. There we go. There they are. I think they are really quite nice. So I'm just going to stick some little bits on the front. So I'm going to put some glue just around, actually, I'm going to use my imagination and hopefully get it in the right place. So, oh God, actually I can't stick it on the step, can't I? In fact, that would work. I'm going to stick it on the step. I'm just going to put quite a substantial amount in there. Maybe even have it crawling up the step. Ooh, and that is why I need to glue this stuff in, because every time I knock it over, it just pours out. So what I need to do is get some more of that. There we go. Oh. I am extremely tired. I went to bed late last night. Shouldn't have gone to bed late last night because I'm getting so good at getting up early. But I do need to go to bed early. And so this morning I couldn't get up early. But I feel worse. I've probably had the same amount of sleep, but I feel worse than ever. Right, see that? I quite like that, and I like the way it's sort of sticking up. And then that should just sit there. There is part of me that's thinking maybe I should glue it in. I don't know. I like having that there. I think that looks quite nice. But perhaps have a little bit climbing up as well. Or even hanging off it. Oh, I left it behind. I'm so tempted to stick them on there, but if I stick them on there, I might regret it. That is cool. I'm going to I'm going to pop a little bit of that on there, just a tiny bit. And then, I'm going to put it the wrong way. Oh well. Yeah. She thought it was cool, and then she stuck it the wrong way, and now it just looks weird. The problem with this stuff is because it does have like this sort of, these little bits. That's all right. Yeah. How does that look? How does that look? It's not actually in the pot, so I don't know, maybe just put a little bit in the pot, and then that might suffice. Because I don't really need to stick it in there, because everything's going to fall out anyway. Yeah, again, I've got these, I don't know, stop complaining, it looks so fine. Okay. Yeah. There. Again, with this stuff falling out, I need to get spray glue because I can't. Yeah. Actually, you know what? That looks alright, doesn't it? A little bit here and there. Yeah. Oops. Alright, where is it? What have I done with it? There we go. Yeah, I like that. I think I like how that one on the left looks like it's falling over. Again. We try again. There. Do I want some grassy stuff here? Maybe one of these. I just think as well I need a bit more colour in there. I don't need lots of vibrant colour, but I just feel like all the greens are the same. And that is that to me is a bit of a problem. I'm just gonna stick that there, I think. I'm just gonna stick some glue down on there. And then, oops, there, one little spot, big blob, no, there, because what I might do at a later date is just give a little bit of paint on them, on the foliage. I've also got some of these, which I used for my autumn one. Oh, I'm wishing it was autumn, it's not even March yet, and I want to have like little piles of leaves everywhere. I'm tempted to keep this for the autumn one as well, and then just change the foliage. I don't know, but yeah, I had like little piles of leaves on there. Yeah, but I was thinking of sticking these in and having it look like little flowers, but we shall see. Anyway, I think that is it for now. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be back next time because I think I'm going to just plan. I might do a few sketches for in here, and we shall do that. But I'm really happy with it so far. It's kind of cool.